So I'm going to show in a couple short videos all of the basic things you can do with Operator, and I'm going to be demonstrating it by making some like 808 style hip hop sub bass style kicks. So that's what we have right there, just from the first oscillator open on a sine wave. The course is 1. We're actually going to start at 0.5. I'm going to put this one also on 0.5, and I'm just going to slowly raise the level of this. Nothing yet, really. Oh, kind of hear it? So this is kind of like more like a bass guitar sound going on. So let's try to make it more like an 808. Let's put this at 0. Close this a little bit. I want to divert your attention to the phase here at each oscillator. This is going to be really important for when you have those annoying like clicky transients that you just don't want in your bass sound at all. So, do I have any right now? Let's listen. That first transient could be a problem. It doesn't sound that great. So, as I start moving this phase around, the transient becomes sometimes louder, sometimes duller. There, I can't really hear it. Work with the phase to make the transient sound more like 808 like a drum. So that sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. That's, you know, obviously you don't want that. That sounds pretty good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is the Lfo tool up here. So if I just play this as it is, that's probably not how we want our 808 to sound. So here's the Lfo. Here's what the Lfo is sending information to. It's sending it to the 4 oscillators, the pitch of the 4 oscillators. So I'm going to make this more dramatic. So we can look at what the other shapes do to it too. Let's do saw down. This is one of my favorite ones. So that can be a cool thing with the saw down, is you can actually get this pitch down effect that a lot of 808s actually have. That's not like that. Let's look at the pitch envelope. So that trick that I just did with the Lfo with the saw down, this is kind of like a dedicated thing to do that, except instead of just a saw down, we actually have a full envelope with how to control it, and we can go up instead of down also. So let's put the pitch envelope up a little bit, the time up, just so you can hear really what it's doing. Put the time all the way up. This time knob is controlling how fast or how slow this pitch envelope is actually moving. So I like to put mine at like around 70. And my time up like 11. So let's look at what we can actually do with this envelope. So that's like a really dramatic hit that you can create just with that pitch envelope. So I'm going to leave mine like that for now. You can experiment with that. The last thing we're going to look at is the filter. There's these different circuits we have to choose from. Here's the clean circuit. It's not actually doing anything to the signal. It's just a filter. But these are going to color the sound a little bit. So here's what OSR sounds like. And that's going to become more apparent when I increase the filter drive. So I'm just going to increase it a little bit. Let's try the MS2. Same amount of filter drive. PRD. We also have the shaper, so I'm going to keep it on PRD. I'm going to use the sine shaper. Here's when I add just a little bit. Here's when I take it away a little bit. So I think taking some of the shape drive off actually makes it kind of a cooler, more fitting for a kick or an 808. So yeah, that's basically how I use Operator to make 808s.